The couple jumped off the cliff. They died. The situation affected Yukio deeply. He thought he'd saved them. Even though he was retired, he felt a duty to prevent more deaths. Each day he'd go to the Tahinbo cliffs and keep a lookout from afar with his binoculars. He looked for similar people who may be looking to end their lives by jumping off, like the couple did. You may think this is the happy ending to this story. Sadly not. These cliffs became famous because of all the deaths. Tourists flooded to the spot hoping to see someone jump off, and unhappy people learned that this was a good place to fix their problems. All the tourists made it hard for Yukio to see who needed help and who was just there to take stupid selfies. So he began to pay attention to what people likely to jump into the ocean looked like. They didn't take photos. They didn't smile brightly. They didn't hold SLR cameras or buy souvenirs. They dressed in dark colors and stood closer to the edge of the cliff than most, making it more likely they might slip and die. If he saw someone who fit his description of a vulnerable person, he'd quietly walk over and start a conversation with them. Then he'd invite them to his cafe to talk about it. Afterward, he'd stay in touch with them and even talk to their family. His cafe is always open in case anyone he's spoken to needs to talk. To stay motivated, he keeps track of all the deaths he prevents. The total count stands at 789 lives saved. This is one of my all-time favorite stories. It makes me emotional writing about it. Yukio learned to spot the signs of an unhappy person willing to do the unthinkable. Even more importantly, he learned to cure his own unhappiness by solving other people's unhappiness. Here are the patterns in unhappy people that I've noticed. Society has some strange ideas about happiness. The common narrative is to go to university, get a good job, find love, marry, have a kid, buy a house with debt, retire at 65, then you can live happily ever after. This fairy tale scares me. Trying to follow the herd and be like everybody else is how we suppress our true creativity and authenticity. Each of us is weird in our own way because we've faced silent battles we will never talk about. Trying to be like everyone else is impossible because you are you. We all like different things and have a different library of experiences that shape who we are. The worst thing you can do for your happiness is try to be someone else.